Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't look good for Ben Chilwell. I mean, yeah, this could be very bad for him.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk everything about Ben Chilwell in this particular news, Chelsea news blitz. Not much of a blitz, to be honest. I want to totally focus on Ben Chilwell because that's what's taking over all of Chelsea conversations at the moment. We could potentially be out without Ben Chilwell for large chunks of this particular season, and it's such a sad situation for Ben Chilwell. I mean, he just came back from a long-term injury, an injury that is very, very devastating in the sense of, ACL injury, and it takes a lot out of your body, and it takes a lot to recover from that. And then, he comes back, and I have to say, yesterday there were times he looked really good. He was blitzing it on that left side. Some of the runs that he was making, his sprints, I was very amazed in that second half. He really caught my eye, and I thought, man, this guy is probably borderline man of the match at the moment. Probably deserved an assist as well. Defensively, he was good, but it's with the ball, the way he was galloping down the ground. And then obviously with the hamstring injury that has happened, it makes me think, did he really push himself a little bit too much? Was he a little bit too overzealous, I suppose? And the crazy part is, off the back of that injury, ladies and gentlemen, he could not walk. Like, look at his leg. Even then, like, it's stuck, stand still. Like, I don't think he's able to move it around, and there is proper fears that he could potentially be gone for a little while. Let's have a look at the news first, then we can discuss the whole scenario at a more greater detail and think about what sort of replacement do we need. Replacement, I personally think we do need to have someone there, because Cucurella on his own for large chunks of the season, I don't think it's ideal one bit. We need to think about alternative options as well. Chelsea still waiting on scan confirmation, but there are real fears that Ben Chilwell's hamstring injury is serious and could keep him out for longer than just the World Cup. This is from Matt Law, and basically this is the article that Matt Law put out. Chelsea still waiting on scans confirmation that there are real fears that Ben Chilwell's hamstring injury is serious and could keep him out for longer than just the World Cup. And yeah, it's not looking good at all. It's not looking good. Ben Chilwell is almost certain to miss the World Cup and is set to be out for a large chunk of the season. So it's not just, the World Cup period. He could potentially be out for large parts of the season. Ben Chilwell is being sent off for scans, but there is a suspicion he may have torn the hamstring muscle, which is more serious than a routine pull. A full diagnosis is expected within the next 24 hours. The way Ben Chilwell reacted, the way how his leg locked up, it makes me think it's a tear, because generally, even after a hamstring pull, we've seen hamstring pulls, they're able to walk around. Do you know what I mean? They're able to walk around. And the fact that he wasn't able to walk around one bit, it looked like there was a sniper that shot on his leg, and his leg just couldn't move anymore. It's proper fears. Honestly, it's proper fears that he's going to be out for a little while. This is a particular Twitter account, but he's a doctor, and he's quite reputable in social media. There's a lot of big time journalists and news publications that retweet or quote tweet his tweets, and he goes on to say, Ben Chilwell's diagnosis still to be decided, but potential fears of grade 3 tear. That was my initial thought, seeing how his gait was so affected. No weight on it and on crutches leaving the match. If so, that's a typically 8 to 12 weeks out, depending on if surgery is needed. I mean, 8 to 12 weeks, depending on if surgery is needed. Look, man, and this was, as I said, on top of already the fact that he was still recovering from the ACL. He wasn't up to his optimum peak, and then now he cops this. This is 3 months out, and 3 months out is a long time, and then you have to think about rehabilitation off the back of that, and then easing back into the team again. It's going to take a while. So look, ladies and gentlemen, now I guess the conversation is a couple of things. First of all, Ben Chilwell will get well soon and come back to the team ASAP. Recover well. It's devastating for him, and he's now going to miss out on the World Cup. He probably would have made it to the World Cup as well, knowing that Gareth Southgate is very loyal to his players, so he would have made it to the World Cup. Now he definitely doesn't make it to the World Cup, didn't get any minutes in Euros as well, and he's potentially going to be out for large chunks of this season. Obviously, this is the World Cup month. Next month as well, there'll be World Cup. So 2 months they're gone. And then January potentially fully gone as well. And then February, probably he starts slowly gets eased back into it. But we've got a lot of important matches, man. After the World Cup, we've got a lot of important matches. I think we need to have a backup. We can't go through the remainder of the season. And we don't know exactly how long Ben Chilwell might be out for. He could be out for even longer than what is expected. I don't think he'll be shorter. I really don't think he'll be shorter. The way he was done by that injury, I don't think he'll be shorter. So it makes me think we definitely need a backup. It can't just be Marc Cucurella. I'm thinking about names like Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen is having a fantastic season, ladies and gentlemen, in Burnley. And Burnley are top of the table. I've actually watched, I've taken the liberty to watch Burnley a few times this season. I've at least watched them 3 or 4 times under Vincent Kompany over there. They play some decent football, but a lot of their attacking threat is coming through Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen is a huge player for Burnley. He's on loan over there. I wouldn't be one bit hesitant to bring him back, really. If we can't go into the market and buy someone, and obviously we don't want to rush into buying anyone as well. Ian Maatsen is doing the bits in the Championship. And as I said, they're leading at the moment. This is what his stats are looking like at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a quick look at this. Ian Maatsen, 20-year-old, our player, obviously on loan. As you can see in the Championship, 14 matches, 1 goal, 4 assists, and 1,138 minutes played. And it's not just the 4 assists. There's been instances where he's missed out on an assist as well. He's been robbed off an assist. And as I said, he's a very, very important player. I'll take this guy. I really would. Honestly, would bring this guy back. I think he would be a solid backup for Cucurella. I would even think about bringing back players like Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill is not even featuring one bit for Brighton at the moment. I would even think about bringing him back because we need some backup in the CB position. I mean, potentially Cucurella could play as a LCB if we continue with the back 3 and obviously as a left wing back or a left back. But if we think about using him at times as a LCB because certain players may need some break, like Koulibaly already this season, a couple of times he's had some injury scare. Thiago Silva cannot play every match. It's detrimental to his cause. Chalobah is now being used a lot. Azpilicueta, how much do we want to keep using him? Wesley Fofana, how well is he going to come back from the injury? When is he going to come back as well? Potentially, after the World Cup, and then, once again, he may have to ease back into it. We need someone like Levi Colwill potentially to come back and give us that little bit of that reassurance, in the squad, because right now we're very thin in terms of CBs. So Levi Colwill could potentially play as a left back as well. He definitely can play as a LCB. I think he can definitely could fill in as a left back too if need be. So that's the added advantage. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I would definitely contemplate bringing back either Ian Maatsen or Levi Colwill. The reason being for Levi Colwill is also the fact that he's on a loan and he doesn't even play over there. Like, he's just wasting his time. And we know what sort of ability Levi Colwill has. We saw that in the Championship last season. And, Ian Maatsen's got at the moment he can play in the back four. As you can see, this is one of the recent matches Burnley has played against Rotherham. And you can see Ian Maatsen can play in a back four. I've got no doubts he can play in a back three as well as a wing back. I think as a wing back, he'd probably be even more dynamic. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about everything that we've talked about. It's devastating news for Ben Chilwell. It doesn't look good. He could be potentially out for a little long. And yeah, I mean, this is his third season, I believe. Yeah, this will, at the end of this season, he'll have completed 3 seasons. Next season, there'll be talks about contract extension, and I just hope this guy can come back to some sort of level. It's just sad. It's really, really sad situation for Ben Chilwell. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about the entire thing. What's your thoughts on a backup for Ben Chilwell? Would you be looking at a backup? Are we okay without a backup? Are there any other solutions within the team? Do you like Ian Maatsen? Do you like Levi Colwill? Let me know in the comment section below. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.